scratching clock against the dirt and stone. You with her, but your soul stays where it sleeps. The dark halls your own, the black of midnight, and your cries in the night, for the darkness to take you away.
On this episode of Mission
Unknown,
we are here at the Marjim Manor in fabulous upstate
New York.
New York.
In Appleton.
Appleton, that's correct. And we have a lot of history we're going to cover. The owner, Margot, has been fantastic giving us a tour, so we're pretty excited to kind of dive right in, find some evidence of the paranormal.
We're going to have some spirits and hopefully be visited by some spirits.
That's true. So join us as we head on inside and see what we can get to give you guys some evidence of the unknown.
So while you enjoy your first wine, I'll tell you that this house was built by Shubal Merritt for his wife Sophia in 1834. The house he built looked like this. It had 50 windows to it. This was the original house. So the brick house that surrounds us, that was the original house. Now, according to our story, however, Sophia died during the construction of the house. Shubal finished building it and moved in with their 3 children, Cordelia, Phoebe Sophia, and the youngest Louis. One Thursday, Shubal and Louis had gone hunting. When they came in, Shubal had gone into the end room, our current dining room or chapel, to clean his gun. Louis went upstairs. He opened his mail. He found out that his tuition at the University of Rochester had just been raised to $12 a semester.
My lunch was $12 at college.
Yeah, my daughter just got her MBA, I know. Anyway, he was so upset he came flying down the main stairs of the house, went through the French doors at the end of the room, startling Shubal so much that he turned and accidentally shot and killed his son Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock.
Oh.
Being devastated, Shubal ordered those French doors locked, never to be opened again. And they stayed securely shut, except for Thursdays at 3 o'clock when they would burst open as if Louis was walking through. Then Shubal died in this house Thursday afternoon at 3. There are 3 stories about how Shubal died, so everybody gets to pick your favorite. Number 1, old age. It was the 1800s, and Shubal lived to be 81 years old. Number 2, it was a farming accident. At the time, this was a 205-acre working farm. And number 3, he spontaneously combusted from the grief of shooting his son. In any case, Phoebe Sophia got married, so she and her husband Lucius decided they would try farming. So the Adams family took possession of the haunted house. You can't make that up. You really can't.
Right, of all names.
Right. While they were redecorating, it got to be Thursday at 3 o'clock. The locked French doors burst open. Phoebe Sophia looked up, gave a gasp, and fell down dead.
Oh.
Lucius took their daughter Elizabeth and moved out. Their caretaker, John Morley, moved in. But soon all he did was complain that nobody wants to visit me here. People say bad things happen in this house. So on Sunday evening, May 26, 1867, he wrote a poem on the wall that read, "It is lonely here for me when evening is coming on. My friends will never know their loss till I am dead and gone." He promptly died. Because nobody would visit him, they didn't find his body until Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock, which is where the Merritt family saga ends. So I'll pour the next wine and I'll tell you about the next ghost.
almost took my head off.
So welcome everybody to the chapel room. This is our first room of our investigation. This is where there actually was a chapel back when there was nuns here and religious folk.
Yeah, we'll get to that more in the history portion of
will.
the episode, but
So I have my now famous big cross here, which I think would be appropriate for the pious, friendly, saintly man that I am, standing here on this church stage, whatever it's called. It's a good start.
it's called an altar.
An altar. So we're going to start doing some EVPs, then we're going to go through the usual spirit box and all our fun little toys that make noise. I have the obelisk in my hand here to see if it picks anything up while we're doing it.
I'm just kidding.
Here we got a candle that lights up.
Well, maybe not.
Candle that did light up at one point.
It did. Not so much.
So we have a nice candle there that just is decoration. We have an actual working candle on the right there.
It's a prop.
Find baby, it just said. Is there a missing baby here?
Is there any spirits or entities here that would like to speak to us? You can talk into this little light up rectangle here, or Mike has a little box in his hand. You can get near it and you can let us know your presence.
We'll actually introduce ourselves. My name is Mike. This
That's
is Tom,
JW.
and this is JW. We're going to be here for the evening with everybody as your honored guests. So we would love you if you would come and say howdy do.
That's my line.
And hello.
And always, we mean no harm. We're just here to ask questions. And hopefully, you'll give us some answers.
What do you think of all the stories that people tell of this building? It's a beautiful place. We love it. But what do you think of all the tall tales that are told around here?
Can you tell us what year it is?
Was that you that made that loud bang in the other room? Or is that just an old house in the middle of the winter?
Probably not.
Which is entirely possible. But if that was you, come to this box in my hand and just let us know. The box in my hand, I'll ask again, said find baby. Is there a baby that needs to be found here? As it said, I guess. Is there a missing baby rolling around? If there is, bang one more time. Once for yes, twice for no.
The history of wine dates to ancient times, with evidence of wine production dating as far back as 6000 BC in the region that is now Georgia, where archaeologists have discovered clay jars containing the remnants of crushed grapes, grape seeds, and stems. From there, wine spread throughout the Middle East and Mediterranean, eventually becoming an important part of the culture and economy of ancient Greece and Rome. During this era, wine was often considered a sacred drink and was used in religious ceremonies. It was also highly valued as a trade commodity, with wine from certain regions, such as the Roman province of Gaul, modern-day France, being highly sought after. During the Roman Empire, wine production expanded throughout the Mediterranean region, and the Romans also developed new techniques for aging and storing wine. They were also the first to use barrels for storing and transporting wine, which allowed for easier transport over long distances. During the Middle Ages, wine production and consumption continued to thrive, with monasteries and abbeys playing an important role in preserving and developing winemaking techniques. Winemaking continued to expand throughout Europe, with France and Italy becoming major wine-producing regions. In the 15th and 16th centuries, the exploration and colonization of the Americas led to the introduction of new grape varieties and winemaking methods to Europe. In the modern era, wine production has become a global industry, with countries such as Italy, France, Spain, the United States, and Australia being major producers. Advances in winemaking technology have led to a greater variety of styles and flavors of wine, and the drink has become an important part of many cultures and cuisines around the world. One such producer of wine happens to reside in the Western New York region in upstate New York. So we're still in the chapel, and what we're going to do now is we actually have 3 different devices, as you can see on the floor in front of us. So we have the geophone, which senses vibrations. Anything goes near it, pop it off. We have the REM pod. Anything goes near it, interrupts that static field, pop it off. And then our new device, which is
The flux something or other. I know it's flux something. Basically, there's a red and green side, and you can ask questions, mostly like yes or no questions, red for no, green for yes. And it works similar to a REM pod, where the closer an entity gets, it will start lighting up on each thing, so you can ask the questions and have it light up. Right now it's blinking blue because it's just kind of in a standby mode at the moment.
Do we have to be going 88 miles an hour?
Yes. Go through time.
So we're going to ask some questions, see if we can capture any evidence with those devices. So JW, why don't you lead it off with our first question?
Speaking of going back in time, Jason has all the names of people, which I couldn't remember.
Sure. Piece of paper in my pocket. So, we'll start it off with Louis. Are you with us here today?
If you are, the blinking pyramid on the floor there, press or go near it on the green side. It'll light up green. We'll say green for yes, and then on the other side, red is for no.
And then if you go near that red candle that's near it, you can also go near that and you can touch it. It'll make a bleep sound and make a bloop and blop. And then you can also let us know you're here that way.
I'm a fan of the blop sound. Was that you that went near that candle just a second ago, Louis? That's what you asked about, right?
Yes.
Okay. I knew it. I said it earlier. That clock was going to get me.
Can you tell us how you passed away?
Heart.
Did you have heart issues? Dr. Ring?
I think so, yeah. Did you have heart issues, Dr. Ring? Carrie. Know who does have heart issues in this room? These 3 guys right here. And it said Carrie while I was making that hilarious joke.
Do you mind that we're here with you, asking questions?
Did you try and treat heart problems with your holistic medicines, Dr. Ring? I hope so. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, who's going to go ask?
Idiots.
Is this the 3 Ghost Hunter Stooges?
Dirty.
Who's dirty?
Was that you that made that fairly loud bang? Or again, was that just an old house in the middle of winter?
That's-
Was there any success with any of the holistic treatments? I'm very curious about that.
Is that you? Are you going near the little red candle? Can you go near it again? Just touch the silver shaft. That was a bad
I tried so hard.
choice.
Oh, it's good being a grown man. Do you like talking about the holistic treatments? Is that why you made the candlelight up? We are very interested in hearing more about it. Yeah, this one room is the size of my apartment. No, it's way bigger than my apartment. Went red, Tom.
Okay, is it?
Red means no, so can you?
Erase tremor. Did you try to get rid of hand tremors with your holistic treatments? I feel very strongly about that. I have hand tremors myself.
That's right. Nervous conditions.
Yeah. Just in general, nervous or not, my hands always shake.
Wasn't that what the doctor specialized in, like?
Oh yeah,
Correct.
nerve stuff. Did you have any luck getting rid of tremors? If you did, I would love to know. I would. Listen.
Thank you. Can you go near the red candle again?
So what we're gonna do now for the spirits in here with us, Doctor, we feel like you're in here with us. If you are, please stay. We're interested in hearing more. We're gonna ask you very simple yes or no questions. We saw that you used the triangle already to answer no. What we're gonna do, we're gonna have green for yes, red for no. So we'll ask you yes or no questions and do it properly this time. And if you are able to answer, you just got to get within, on whichever side. It'll be our right side will be red, our left side will be green. Come kind of near the side of that pyramid on either of those sides, and they'll give us the answer.
It's confusing, but we think you can
Yeah,
do
so
it.
it's a lot simpler than my nonsense I just how I tried to explain it. So, Doctor, yes or no?
Do you like that we're here?
Thanks for going to that one. Thank you. That's a little less rude sounding.
And if you aren't the doctor, if you are one of the other,
Afraid.
you don't have to be afraid of us.
I'm very friendly.
Or should we be afraid?
If we should be afraid, answer green for yes or red for no. Him wicked. Was there someone wicked here? Or do you think one of us are wicked?
Sunset.
Did you like hunting on the property?
Thank you.
Thank you. Jason here, JW, also likes hunting. Did you spend a lot of time hunting while you're on the property during sunset? I don't know if that's when people hunt.
Usually daylight hours.
In 2003, Margot Sue Bittner purchased a swath of property in Appleton, New York. Bittner, who has a background in horticulture and a passion for winemaking, spent several years restoring the mansion. She carefully preserved the historic character of the house while adding modern amenities such as commercial kitchen, wine cellar, and a tasting room. In 2004, Bittner produced her first vintage of wine using grapes from local vineyards. The winery at Marjim Manor quickly gained a reputation for its unique wines, including fruit wines made from apples, pears, and other fruits grown on the property. Bittner also experimented with other ingredients, such as honey, to create distinctive meads and dessert wines. One of the most unusual features of the winery at Marjim Manor is its reputation for being haunted. Bittner has embraced this aspect of the property and even offers ghost tours and hosts paranormal-themed events. Many visitors have reported seeing apparitions and hearing unexplained noises, adding to the winery's mysterious atmosphere. The history of the property sheds some light on some of the alleged spirits that may remain in the manor.
So, the story goes like this. It was in 1895 that our Lord of the Manor, Dr. Charles Ring, purchased the house. Now, he was a doctor of nervous diseases. He was the first medical superintendent at the Erie County Asylum for the Insane, for it was he who could help all those poor, unfortunate souls. At least that's how they put it in the paper. In 1894, he married a widow named Hannah. Now, Hannah had been born in Buffalo, got married, and moved to New York City. But when she was widowed, she decided she absolutely had to live on Fargo Avenue in Buffalo. Why Fargo Avenue? That's where her 80-year-old father lived. And good woman that she was, she wanted to take care of him. Or at least she did until he married a 30-something stepmother. Stepmother half her age was not Hannah's idea of a good time. So she convinced Charles to retire. They moved out here and became fruit farmers. They lived here happily until June of 1907. And in June of 1907, Dr. Ring wrote in his diary that after 4 years and 4 months, my Hannah's illness consumed her. Hannah died in this house Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock.
I was ready for Thursdays.
I know you were. Dr. Ring met a woman named Estelle Morse. Now, Estelle was described in a newspaper article as a shrewd businesswoman. She claimed to be in charge of the concessions at the Pan American Exhibition Buffalo 1901, World's Fair St. Louis 1904. She then claimed she'd returned to Buffalo to be the private secretary to Mr. Statler at the Statler Hotels. Estelle met the widower Ring. Discovering he was all alone, she offered to be the one to run this whole household for him so he wouldn't have to worry about a thing. Well, if she's taking care of his house, maybe she should take care of him. Well, if she's taking care of him, perhaps they should be engaged. Well, if they're engaged, shouldn't he change his will? So should he die, she would get everything. 1 month after changing his will, Dr. Ring died Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Estelle promptly married the caretaker who lived in the house next door. She, the caretaker, and her now widowed sister, that really young stepmother, all moved into the house together. Desperate housewives of 1909. Let's pour some more wine.
So, Tom is in the other room on the porch. He is connected to the spirit box. He's kind of right in the doorway where allegedly Estelle is known to be seen. by guests of the winery here. So we're gonna ask some questions, see if Estelle or anyone else who is in the building with us wants to come say hi to Tom on that chilly porch we sat in.
So with that,
With that nonsense.
let's start. Estelle, are you out there with Tom?
Real.
It says real on my thing.
It does.
It says real on my obelisk, and Tom just said real. I wasn't even paying attention when the words were going on because I was too busy blathering. So yeah, Tom just said real. It says real on my obelisk right now. You can't see it, so there's no point in what I just did. What do you mean real? Are you saying you're real? Do people not believe in you? We'll focus on Estelle. If we haven't tried talking to you yet. If you want to speak to us, have Tom say pickle, or use Jason's word pickle.
What do you think? Sitting there.
You broke the chair or what? Estelle, were you well liked by your family?
Yep.
That's good to hear.
Right.
I'm glad you were liked by your family. Do you enjoy the visitors you get here, especially when they sit on your beautiful porch, sipping on a rosé?
Live.
Live. Did you live here, Estelle? Who broke the frame that the article with you in it? Who broke that frame on the porch? Do you like all the stories that are told about you, Estelle? Are any of those true?
Me.
Are the stories about you?
One.
Just one of the stories are true. Or one of the stories are about you.
Could you please tell us who's on the porch?
No.
No, you won't tell us who's on the porch? Do you not like the man that's on the porch? Is he bugging you? Estelle, can you give Tom one small fact about yourself? Just one word.
For example, your
True.
husband's name.
You say sure or true?
Oh, true.
Well, we'd hope it would be a true story or a true fact. Yeah, how about your husband's name? What was your husband's name? Just yell it right into the box of Tom's hand. We are on the porch where Tom just was. Now we're all together, just having a good time. We're going to ask a few questions, and yeah, that's what we're going to do. Tom, do you want to load up the spirit box?
I would love to do that, Mike.
Did you enjoy Tom's company when he was out here by himself?
Did you enjoy sitting out here and just maybe enjoying a cup of coffee or tea and just watch the weather?
It said minute on the obelisk. Will you come here in a minute? Are you busy?
JW is busy.
He's always busy.
Have you been here a long time? That's very good.
Did I hear hello or no?
Oh, that was a yes or no question.
Estelle, can you come have a coffee with us here at 11 at night? Did you like our visit here so far? I thought I heard no. And I'm like 0 for 8 on spirits liking me at places. Because like every place says no. We heard the word heart on one of our devices earlier. Did someone die of a heart attack? Or did you have a lot of heart? Purified.
So it was in 1933 that the Sisters of St. Joseph purchased the house. They used it for a summer retreat and a camp for girls. They're the ones who added this entire front porch that gives us our 100 windows. Yes, I have counted them, and no, I do not clean them. Now, this room had been the nuns' dining room. And every summer, Sister Christina would bring her St. Bernard Duke, his picture's up on the wall there, out to the farm. This was Duke's favorite room, because being a dog, he wanted handouts.
Mm-hmm.
At least he did until one Thursday. 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
He stood up, stared at the French doors, barked 3 times, lay down, and died. And I have to believe sisters, don't I? But that's the last known death, Thursday at 3 o'clock. In 1993, the house was bought by David Gardner, who lived here for 10 years, first as his graphic design business, then his residence. We moved in August 2003. The winery opened August 2004. We've been on Ghost Hunters. We've been in the most terrifying places in America. And I Love New York has named us the 8th most haunted place in New York State. We have 2 books written about the place so far. The Legend of Appleton Hall, which is the original ghost story, before I learn some of the little details I throw into it now. And of course, the true story. Everything from 1894 on was very easy to verify. Everything before then was a fig Newton of Estelle's imagination. As I told you earlier, we are working on book number 3, which is the ghost stories.
Yeah.
But that's why our t-shirts and everything say it's 3 o'clock somewhere, or what's the difference between a wine and a spirit? Wine is what I serve you, spirits are who you meet. And that's the story.
Schubel Scudder Merritt bought the property from a Holland land-based land company and built a log cabin to accommodate his family. They moved into the log cabin, and Scudder Merritt and his wife Sophia were blessed with 2 more children, forcing them to expand their house from a log to a frame home. With the economic improvement, Merritt and his wife wanted a house that reflected their stable economic status, which forced them to build a brick house on the property in 1854. When Louis, their firstborn, joined the University of Rochester, the house was occupied by Sophia and Maria, his young sisters. Sophia later died in the house in 1864. Louis also died soon after Sophia. Their father continued living on the property until he died in March of 1881. After the death of most family members, Sophia and her husband inherited the property and leased the property to caretakers who ran it as a farm. In 1895, their property was sold to Dr. Charles Ring to accommodate his wife, Hannah Denelia, who wanted to relocate from Buffalo. In June 1907, Hannah died on the property and her husband Charles remained the sole owner of the land and home. In 1908, he transferred the land's ownership to Estelle Morse, his second wife, making her the rightful heir of the land and property. Charles died in 1908, allegedly from heart disease. After inheriting the property, Estelle Morse moved in with her sister, Florella, who died shortly after. In 1909, following the death of her sister, Estelle Morse married John Whitewell, who helped her farm the land and lived in the house until 1922, when they relocated to West Somerset. After various sales of the property were unsuccessful, the home eventually went into foreclosure. In July 1933, Mr. Callahan, who worked for a local bank, visited Mother Driscoll, who belonged to the Sisters of St. Joseph. The sisters were looking for a summer home that could be transformed into a vacational house for the boys schooling at Buffalo. The sisters bought the property to use as a camping site for girls, developed a school farm for deaf boys, and a summer retreat for themselves, owning it until 1933. So we're down here in the basement. We're gone dark. Because Mike is... Apparently it said watch, so we may be being watched. Are you watching us? Mike's doing a solo spirit box in the other room with the headset on, so we're going to ask some questions, see if we can get some intelligent responses. We've gone dark. And JW is scared. So is there anyone here in the basement with us? We mean you no harm. We're just here to ask some questions and say hi. You can talk to this little...
Dark.
It is dark.
Mm-hmm. That's affirmative.
Is anyone here who took part in the Underground Railroad?
Safety.
Who took you to safety?
Did you feel safe in the basement?
North.
What country did you go north to? Can you tell us your name?
Property.
Were you the owner of the property?
Or were you the property?
Oh, yes.
Free.
Can you tell us your name? Or can you say one of our names? That's JW. Mike is in the other room.
That's Tom.
Below.
Well, hello back at you.
He said below.
Oh, below. Oh, well. Well, anyhow, hello.
Find me.
Are you down here in the basement? How many?
Protect.
What are you okay?
Oh, my legs are just getting all weak.
Here, why don't you go lean on this thing? There you go. Can you tell us what year it is?
You said the word protect. Do you need to be protected from something or somebody?
Me.
Do you like that we're here?
Yes.
Well, thank you. Do you get a lot of visitors here?
I thought I heard one of you guys like stepping behind me. It scared the shit out of me. I'm like staring at. I'm just staring in there, and it felt, like it almost felt like some. So I don't know if it was just me moving or whatever, but it. We are still in the basement where there was an underground railroad. Reportedly, I'm not sure. Was it a?
Well,
Actually.
Based on circumstantial evidence, I mean, it's tough to get records from back then. Anything was proven, but yes, it was suspected to be underground railroad location. So I'm gonna do a few different boxes. Yes, no. We got the rim pod, we got the obelisk, JW.
It's a box.
Ask some questions. So
again, red on the right side of the triangle, red for no, green for yes. And we're going to ask some yes or no questions.
we'll start off with: do you like that we're here?
Were you part of the oh. Turned red.
That was fast.
Yeah.
Before we thought you said yes, you did like we were here. Did you change your mind recently?
Did any spirits who came through the Underground Railroad, are you down here with us still? Do you stay down here and not go upstairs with the other spirits? Again, green for yes, red for no.
Well, green voting for yes. Do you like that we're asking all these questions?
Are you afraid of something upstairs? Is that why you stay down here? Yes or no? I had that. I forgot. I'm bad at that.
Are you a member of one of the families that used to live here in the home?
Do you have any message you would like to tell us?
With a yes or no answer.
Well, they could ask yes or no. If they have a message, then we'll move on.
Over the years, the winery at Marjim Manor has been known for its alleged hauntings, which have been reported by numerous visitors over the years. Some of the most commonly reported sightings and experiences often include a lady in white, which is one of the most famous ghosts at the winery at Marjim Manor. She's a woman in a white dress who's often seen wandering the halls of the mansion. Some visitors have reported feeling a chill or a presence in the room when the lady in white is near. There's also a man in the basement. This is another alleged ghost that has been reported at the winery and who is said to have haunted the basement for some years. Visitors have reported hearing footsteps or seeing a figure lurking in the shadows. Other visitors have reported seeing objects being rearranged or moved, such as glasses or wine bottles, being knocked or moved to different locations. There's also reports of unexplained noises, footsteps, doors slamming, and even strange sensations, where people have actually experienced a physical contact from an unseen entity, and even a cold breeze or a touch on the shoulder. Today, the winery at Marjam Manor is a popular destination for wine lovers and history buffs alike. Visitors can enjoy tastings, tours of the mansion and vineyards, and events such as murder mystery dinners and yoga classes. The winery has won numerous awards for its wines and has been featured in publications such as Wine Enthusiast and Wine Spectator. So whether you're a fan of history, wine, or the paranormal, the winery at Marjam Manor is a must-visit destination. The building's stunning architecture and tragic history are sure to captivate you, while the delicious wines are sure to leave you wanting more. And whether you believe in ghosts or not, the winery offers a unique and memorable experience that is sure to leave a lasting impression.
Well, that about wraps up our investigation of the Marjam Manor Winery down here in Appleton, New York.
Actually up here, because we're from the South Towns.
We're way up here.
So we had a really good time. We think we got some pretty good evidence, so we're going to check that out afterwards in our review. JW is very helpful with the evidence review, so big thank you to him for really helping out with that. But we're going to say goodbye to Margot, who's been absolutely fantastic and really given us a lot of history and a really good tour here and some good wine.
So until next time, we'll see you in the next episode of Mission
Unknown.